and I can see myself. Welcome back to the channel, guys. My name is Fernandoherrera, and I am in the journey of exploring all the things that my Tesla Model 3 can do. So thank you so much for joining me today. And today I'm going to be talking about the things that nobody told me a Tesla would have. And I know there's a lot of videos out there, but I can guarantee you that there will be some things in this video that you probably have not heard, ironically enough, or at least I never heard when I did a vast search of YouTube videos in regards to the Tesla Model 3. Now, I will be talking about some good things and I will be talking about some not so good things. And so I'll go ahead and start with the not so good things. As many of you should know or probably know, Tesla Model 3s or Teslas in general have this regeneration type of braking mechanism that when you accelerate, you will pretty much accelerate like normal, and then when you release the acceleration, it will actually brake. So you will feel the car braking. This will actually make the car more efficient and will produce more energy so that it could be recharging the battery, similar to how a hybrid car works. Now, typically this is good, but in a way it may also be a little bit dangerous, and here's why. I'm normally used to leaving my foot on the brake, especially when there's a stop sign, right? Or a stoplight. And so I found myself several times in a stoplight, and since you no longer have to put your foot on the brake, you actually just leave your foot on the accelerator. So let's say you're gonna try to reach for something on the other seat, or you're trying to get something, you accidentally push on your accelerator, and that will cause the car to move. And so I've myself gotten scared like pretty bad, because somehow I'll just be, naturally driving, I need to reach something, and then I'll just notice that the car's moving, and my first reaction is to, keep pushing on the brake, but it's the accelerator, so it kind of confuses your mind a bit there. But the first weeks I actually had that quite frequently. After using the car a little bit more, I kind of gotten the hang of it and just used to the Tesla. If you're going to be driving multiple cars, then I would encourage you to be just very careful, or to remove the regenerative charging kind of braking mechanism, which then would cause you to have less range, which would really suck. But on the other hand, you would be safe. The other thing I want to talk about is autopilot. So autopilot is actually awesome. It's really great. You can really, just set the car on autopilot and it will drive. And so it actually lets you to rest more and not to be so focused, but focused on other things perhaps, and let the car do its thing. However, I've noticed that the Tesla sometimes on curves, or especially when you're entering another lane, it kind of freaks out and it doesn't know what to do. So I wouldn't rely a lot on this mechanism and in the system. And so, because it could actually shift the car a little bit aggressive. And so you do have to be very attentive on the driving and ready to just take control of the car if that happens. Also, my biggest challenge was picking from the full self-driving package, which is now, I believe, $10,000, or the typical just regular base autopilot. When I first got the car, I actually did not know the difference, even though I had seen tons of videos of them. So let me just make this very clear. Autopilot is really only cruise control with braking and auto steering. So that's it. You cannot change lanes, you cannot park assist, you cannot do any of those things. And so when I first got my Tesla, I was like, okay, so how do I get this thing to change the lane? And how do I get this thing to like park on its own? And it's like, no, you need the full driving package for all those things. So just keep that in mind. It's really just cruise control. It'll keep distance for you. It will automatically brake and accelerate as you want it to, and it will just steer along the lane. So it won't stop. It won't. It won't stop on stoplights. It won't stop on other situations, but it will stop if the person in front of you is slowly stopping, or if it's stopping all of a sudden. Finally, one of the last things I have honestly to complain about my Tesla Model 3 is Sentry mode. And this is something that I thought it was quite just weird. Just not practical, not very convenient, I'll be honest with you. And so I thought I'd share it with you because I did not know this when I bought the car. And again, I watched a lot of videos on YouTube about the Tesla Model 3s. But in order for Sentry Mode to work, you need a USB card or stick. And so I honestly did not have one because, I mean, who uses those things? And nowadays, everything's on the cloud. But I thought, and I was under the assumption that Sentry Mode was just, enabled, done, everything's recorded, you could see it on from your phone. But no, you actually can't do any of those things. One, it's locally recorded, so you have to put in a USB stick with enough memory to record all these recordings. Not to mention that once the USB is pretty much full, you have to manually go into the Tesla configuration and reformat the USB drive. And so let's say the memory was full and you did not happen to reformat it and something happened and you wanted to be record, then it wasn't record. Now I'm sure that there are maybe other ways to do it and hacks and all that stuff, but overall I don't think it's very practical, and it's a very important tool that it's important for your Tesla to have Sentry Mode on. The other thing is that Sentry Mode cannot be seen from your car. So again, I had an understanding that once I had Sentry Mode on and somebody got near my car, it would be similar to Ring. If you have Ring, the doorbell, somebody is around, you'll get a notification and you could have a live stream of that video. With Tesla, that's not happening. You don't even get a notification if Ring or if Sentry Mode is activated. The only time I believe you would get a notification if somebody tries to open your car or somebody hits your car to a degree where it's like, I guess, triggers the sensors or something like that. But if somebody just gets close to it, it won't notify you. And I wish that Tesla would have at least some options of letting people, hey, do you want to be notified? It would be awesome if they could have some sort of stream, but unfortunately all those things are not available yet. And then finally, this is not really a complaint, but I wish it was more of a feature. Sometimes the entertainment system on Tesla is good. They only have Netflix, Hulu, YouTube, and stuff like that. But I do wish that sometimes they could just do like an AirPlay and you could simply share the video that you're showing on your iPhone or your iPad into that big beautiful screen. But unfortunately you have to go more manual. You have to put the car in park. You have to go through the actual app and open the the video and so on and so forth. So yeah, it's just a little bit more time consuming. But I mean, overall it still works. Now, things I do like about my Tesla, I mean, there's a whole bunch of them. I mean, every time I drive it, I'm excited. I think driving it is fun. But things that I do like about it is I suspended the pretty much premium connectivity fee. And so I tested a personal hotspot the other day to watch some Netflix and it worked. So as long as you have your phone and you could do personal hotspot, you don't need the premium connectivity. I mean, that's the only reason I would want premium connectivity is for when I'm parked or charging or waiting for someone and I could just watch Netflix or YouTube on my screen. But with a hotspot, you could just put the hotspot on, connect the car to your hotspot, and then stream like that. And it works. The other thing is autopilot. Believe it or not, I do enjoy autopilot a lot, even though I don't have the full driving package or capability thing. Autopilot's really cool because I could just set the car on autopilot, especially for long trips. I mean, I did go to a longer trip not too long ago, and it was just relaxing. I could just sit back, don't have to worry about accelerating, braking, the speed limit auto adjusts, and it just goes along the way. And all you have to be is, just careful for making sure everything is going the right way. Another thing I do want to point out is the staying lane assist. And there's this feature that it can do three things for you. So one, when you're in your lane and you're trying to get off your lane without a turn signal, it can assist you to get back into your lane. It can warn you that you're getting off your lane, or it can do nothing, right? And so typically cars do nothing. And the first time I got the Tesla, it's, I think, defaulted to assist. So, perhaps I just have this habit. I don't necessarily turn the signal to change lanes. I just, sometimes change them. And so I would often find myself focused in driving, changing lanes, and then the car would move on its own. And that would really freak me out because I would be like, what the heck's going on? You know, I'm fighting with the car. And so I don't like the assist. I do think it actually hurts more than it helps, because, you know, maybe for a long trip, if you're going to be driving long hours, maybe that one could help you kind of get back on the line. But when you're just driving in the city or in the highway and the freeway, I don't like that. I switched to the warning one, but then I start noticing that the warning is a visual warning and then also like it shakes, like your steering wheel, it just vibrates. And at first I would think that that was my balancing issue. So I thought my tires were not balanced, you know, that I was getting an annoying shaking. And so at the end I discovered that that shaking would always occur when I was switching lanes without the turn signal. So then I went into the setup and I turned that off and that fixed it. But you know, that's something just to keep in mind, guys. I mean, just an observation. My honest review so far, guys, I mean, is pretty much, I mean, I like Tesla. Tesla seems to be, you know, a car that I have enjoyed the most. And I haven't had a lot of cars, but I mean, Tesla overall is just a very enjoyable ride. It's weird, but I always can't wait to drive it again. So I'm actually always enjoying driving my car around. I do hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, again, give me a thumbs up and subscribe. I do have a lot more videos about Teslas, about stocks, and about personal finance. And, you know, pretty much if you have any questions about the Tesla Model 3 specifically, feel free to comment and, you know, just let me know and I'll be more than happy to answer your questions. Thank you so much, guys, and I hope to see you guys next time.